Imagine being a Kyoshi warrior and seeing this, like, wow. Herself, she's here.
It's here!
Mommy Kyoshi is here.
I want your autograph!
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae, the day portion of Mugen Eclipse.
And it's me, Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse. We are back today with episode 2 of the live-action adaptation of Avatar The Last Airbender, exclusively on Netflix.
Yes, sir. Hopefully you guys will be seeing this video. Obviously, if it's on YouTube, you see it right now. But, because, well, we won't get into exactly the behind the scenes, but our resources, our resources is just, hey, man, it's scarce.
Oof.
It's crazy out here.
Sorry.
But anyway, though, first episode was fire. Pun intended.
Literally.
Fire. We got more context, full context on the invasion in the air temples and during the comet. So obviously the firebenders were extremely powerful. Sozin came up there himself, and you know, there's a little bit of changes here and there in the first episode, but overall I think the first episode gets a passing grade. I gave it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, it was cool though. The setting, the saturation, I liked it. The CGI was pretty good too. So first episode was cool.
The character building for Aang, especially, was fantastic. Sokka, it might be going in a different direction, and Katara may be a little bit lesser than the animated cartoon. But generally speaking, I feel like they nailed Aang, they nailed Iroh, they nailed Zuko. And that's the big three for me, at least for book 1. So I hope that they build upon Sokka in this particular episode, since we'll likely see the Kyoshi warriors.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, I'm just ready to hop into it. So if you will.
All right, guys. So without any further delay, let's get into episode 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action adaptation on Netflix, right about now.
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
The notebook didn't find the Avatar. You did.
Meanwhile, this dude's just like tearing up his room, emo style.
But your unceasing effort is what led you to the Avatar. He ran!
That voice crack was hilarious.
That is very Zuko-like right there.
How many places can there be for an Avatar to hide?
Kyoshi Island is only a few hours from here. Maybe something in her shrine will help me control my power before...
You kill someone?
Good lord.
Before it happens again.
Okay.
Now it's time to go home. My duty...
Our duty.
Our duty is to protect the village like Dad told us to.
By the way, something that was funny in the first episode, how we were joking about the people saying, like, stop, or don't move, stop running, stuff like that. For Zuko, actually made sense, because that was really his ticket home. Be like, no,
don't go!
He ran! We do have a duty, and it's to protect
that's funny.
Ever since he came into our lives, things have changed for me.
Yeah, like 3 days, most.
Been enough water to fill
Yeah.
a table. And now look what I can
I don't really like how the...
And that's after a single
Oh, okay,
day.
so she does address it.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, like, huh?
Look where we are now.
What is Momo?
I think so.
Katara, something's wrong with your bag.
Screeches.
The sky used to be filled with them.
That lemur's like, what is he coming up here for?
Right.
My dear Katara,
The instructions.
this scroll has been passed down among the waterbenders of our tribe.
That's
for
like cheat
generations.
codes to GTA.
Everything we need
X, X, Y, Y, up, down, left, right, left.
You have no idea.
Jetpack!
And keep this from you. With
So
the
I can really
violation
just
hunting
remember
for
cheat codes.
benders, it
Like,
was
I feel it in my fingertips.
for you to have.
Something
That interviewer that went up to Katara's actress and they asked her something about like, what are your thoughts on Zuko and Katara becoming a thing or something in the original series or some shit? And she was like, huh?
You were there.
Oh no. I know
These
what
guys
that
don't
I know
know
what that
shit,
implies.
Goodbye, Gyatso. I'm sorry.
And I don't know if it's cinematography that they're using or if he is actually like significantly shorter than the two of them. But you can definitely tell that he is younger.
But yeah, I believe he is the youngest from the cast.
Oh, okay, good.
I think they got the ages, well, for him and Katara, I think they're both like around with their ages in the series, like 14, 12, something like that.
Warrior! I'm out to play.
If you know, you know, guys.
Bet you taste like chicken.
Nice. Nice.
Very good for
Bones.
vitality. Vitality.
I love him being a little bit more of a goofball.
Yeah. The one thing that I like about it too, because like Iroh is mostly about like the smile and the smirk, but this guy he's using his eyes to do that expression, and I like it.
Yeah.
Avatar?
Go.
Oh.
Did you know she was like 7 feet?
Yeah,
foot
she
tall?
was
7
a
feet tall.
huge woman.
Stop! You're making a mistake. He's the Avatar. Ridiculous. There would have been signs if he was the Avatar.
Signs.
That's his sign.
Did you mean this?
Hey, that boy Zuko was talking about signs in the first episode. There we go. More signs.
Oh, I'm gonna give us Kyoshi face paint.
It's been a
Oh,
long time
yeah.
since
Yeah.
visitors.
He's the Avatar.
According to you. And a few reflections off a statue.
Reflections. Girl, get out of here.
Such a fierce warrior. And yet such a kind heart. Mother. Suki.
Not the time, Mom.
To know that there are many in this world who would take advantage of that kind heart.
I'm not too young. I just haven't seen the world.
So we will open our village to our guests. For 48 hours.
That's fair.
I trust that you will respect the limits of our generosity.
So, how are you protecting your people if you're here?
Double down.
What? I'm not. I mean, I am. I mean,
She basically just questioned your whole
physically.
quote of all the men out there for war.
I'm
Like, yeah, it makes sense, but like all of the men, like, yeah, at least keep like a certain group, a select group of them.
sorry, how does
But
it
I
work?
get
I'm
it.
protecting Aang, so I'm protecting the village, or
Prince Zuko, what an honor to
Was it
welcome
Zhao?
actual
Zhao.
royalty to our humble base. What can I do for the
Zhao the
great
Conqueror,
cause? As I
Zhao
was
the Moon.
saying,
Oh.
excuse my nephew, much less the famed
Dragon of the West.
That's still a fire ass name.
I was saying, we are in search of maps. And
Do you want to know why they call me the Dragon
We're
of the
hoping
West?
to attract schools of jumping shark squids.
I see.
Well, I've seen this thing that this actor right here of Zhao, he had said that when he was auditioning, he thought he was doing Avatar, like the blue Avatar.
I heard that.
Also, he's an actor that played in Rush Hour.
Your service.
Was,
Did he?
Yeah, he was, in the first one, he was that antagonist with the blonde hair. So let me get Suki right there.
someone needs to put a bell on you.
Village hall.
All right, Kenpachi.
Ring a ding ding. Bruh. That's a Sokka. That's Sokka.
For real. Now that I think about it, even though the first part of the first episode, like, it was really good, it was some stuff that we didn't see, I think it does take away from like the progression of like this crew in general, because like only for maybe 30 minutes or so they actually, probably even less than that, they were actually like or Aang was friends with them.
Sure.
Specifically Sokka, not for that long. I get it, you have to kind of speed up a little bit, but it might have been better if they got to do it exactly the same way as the show kind of did.
Amazing! Avoiding practice doesn't mean you'll avoid the responsibility.
Imagine a story of like a real arrogant avatar that like, nope, I'm doing this one element, I'm mastering this one, and that's it. And then they failed. Because
It'd be like, what was that guy from Korra, the first villain that was like the wicked cool airbender? Like, even if you could just use the avatar state and one elemental bending.
Or, you could just let me use you for target practice.
Okay, this is the kid like wonder. They're playing Splash in a river.
Now that I think about it, Aang didn't, well, I don't know if I can say he didn't master firebending, but he wasn't really that
proficient.
Like, he learned the way of how it actually, the essence of it, but he didn't train for too long for it.
Try that gun drumstick.
Drumstick?
Called him a drumstick. That's crazy. Bro, that's y'all pet now, man. Chill. Leave him alone. Like, they're getting Sokka right, but he also needs to do, like, a lot more jokes.
That's his real power.
Oh, nice
About to
airball.
hit the statue.
That's how he's gonna be the Avatar.
Damn!
He's the savior of the world.
We need more stuff like that with Sokka.
To have people from the outside here.
She's like,
As it may, we've stayed safe.
you're too young for a husband.
Prince Zuko captured him.
Even in this scene right here, he's singing about the blue avatar. He's like, he's not I seen somebody make a comment that was like, when he went to the to the set and he seen a little bald boy walking around, he's probably confused, like, wait, what?
He said a little bald boy.
That's funny.
God, Batman.
Seriously? Belle, think about it.
Yeah! That was actually cooler than I thought. Oh shit. Okay. We got a show off over here.
That was pretty good. I'm sure the Water Tribe are no more for our hand-to-hand fighting anymore.
Okay. This is her love language.
Hell yeah.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Just walk away, damn.
Are you intimidated by a stronger woman? I'm not.
In a non-misogynistic way.
Yeah.
Where's the misogyny? Is that the episode title? Oh, man, is that the video title? No. That would be crazy.
It's like the Megamind meme, like, no misogyny.
From hurting more people. She was quiet and kind.
Like, Sokka's not supposed to be, like, he's not supposed to be cool yet. And I feel like he's not really that, he's not really getting embarrassed. When he literally always got embarrassed every single episode.
And I'm afraid of hurting.
I don't dislike what they're doing with him, though, currently. It's
Yeah,
like
I
he's
don't
like a
dislike it.
goofy screw-up.
I was lucky.
It's just, I feel like he's going to stay like this, kind of, the entire show.
Develop my powers.
Oh, Lil Wayne.
Keep them under control.
Oh, God!
I'm sorry.
Huh, it looked like they shot that earlier. That's cool.
But imagine what'll happen if you don't even try.
You don't gotta imagine, it already happened. For 100 years, he didn't try. No.
Oh my God. Shots fired.
Chow, he heard something about a flying cow near Kyoshi Island.
A flying cow.
Flying cow, bro. That's not ground beef.
About the Avatar, somehow he found out. We have to get there before him.
I also kind of like how there's like a hint of sadness in this live action Zuko. He was a lot more aggressive in the animated cartoon, but I like this take on him.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. Because on a serious note, like his father banished him, burnt him. Like,
I know.
It's always supposed to be like that. That sad. Like, it can go either way. It could be him just being incredibly angry all the time, or him being very desperate as he is in this.
No. Oh,
Really
Ron.
goddamn well, she did not do that. Oh boy, keep going, man. Damn.
Bend at the knees. Look forward, lover boy. Nope, not quite. Ooh.
Oh. I will say that I think that they're elevating the relationship more, like, early on, which is cool. A more mature and serious take on the series. I can see some of the other moments later on, like in the other books. It'll be cool to see when they reunite and all that. Imagine we seen like their perspective. Whoa.
Big woman
trapped in the ice.
Big woman. It's a lot you don't know.
She could really hoop for real.
Yeah, you want to talk about Wemby?
You've waited 3 years. You can wait a little longer.
I like this. Look how desperate this kid is, man. Desperate, anxious.
It's like he knows at any moment, if someone else captures the Avatar now, it's all for nothing.
There were times I thought I'd never find the Avatar.
Sometimes hope.
Now, what I will say would be pretty cool is if the more and more he gets away from him, the more angrier he does get. That would be pretty cool too.
Or even like when he separates from Iroh for a little bit, if he goes down like a darker path.
Oh, chill.
You're getting the hang of it.
And these two actors, they're of age, by the way. I've always checked the cast.
Oh,
so they're of age. So.
Good to know.
How did you take that? Damn.
I think you're a warrior.
that fast, but it made me stop talking.
Not like you.
Not being a bender means we have to be even better than benders.
What I said in the first episode.
Reshape mountains and burn forests. The heart.
Fire Nation be like the will and the fire.
I've always wondered what the world outside was like, but I never had the courage to leave. I've always wondered what I'd find.
Do you think if you got the job opportunity, Vante, that you could move across the country or to another country in the world? I don't think I could do it.
Nah.
The bell.
Nah.
But you don't have your makeup on. It gives you the power. Did they reorchestrate that from the cartoon? Okay.
I forget what they call it, but like the data books, like, you know, in manga, how they have the data books and stuff, like more information. I think they said that like Kyoshi, she would give like Roku a hard time, like in a way, like she was really strict. Like, boy, I bet she was pissed off at the whole souls and shit. She was probably pissed.
Yeah, dummy, you let your
her mentor
best friend kill a dragon or something.
Right. Yep. And then her mentor was Karuk, which was the water bending one. He wasn't really serious about his job as much. Well, he was, but yeah, he was a little more laid back.
In Pai Sho, the first move is not
Hey, Pai Sho.
Knowledge of your opponent, knowing where he might go, is more important than speed. Where there is one avatar, there may be another.
God, you're so great! This dude is a walking fortune cookie. And no, that's not racist. He's just so wise.
That's funny. You did sound crazy.
Commander, we are quite unprepared for guests.
Ooh, I love how she enunciated that.
That's not what I'd heard. I understand you had an unexpected visitor just the other day. Yes, I've heard Kyoshi Island has had an admirable history of staying, shall we say, insignificant.
The disrespect.
Which is why there's been no need
Sassy.
for Fire Nation to get involved in your affairs.
But look at the way they walk in. Like, shoulders all out. You a bunch of doofuses. Ah!
Okay. I will say I'm really liking the Kyoshi Warriors attire, the fan and all that. Face paint, they did a good job with that.
Every avatar is different.
Okay, I see what they're doing here. This is basically like when he visited Roku's statue. And I'm assuming she's probably going to come out and do the same thing that Roku did. Where she was like possessing the body and fighting against him.
And how many have already been hurt because you haven't been here? Run away from
That's
your
what I was
responsibilities
asking.
again.
I was like, I wonder what they think.
Being the Avatar means putting your duties above all else.
I was like you once, but then I saw what was at stake. And I will show you what will happen if you fail. You asked me what it means to be the Avatar. It means being a warrior. A mighty, merciless.
Like I said, this is what Roku was hearing all the time in his, you know, his experience.
No wonder he ended up like he ended up.
Real.
Oh my god, not the classic chimpanzee.
Right.
Oh yeah, combo wombo!
Once again, what I will say when it comes to the fighting for this,
smooth.
Great job.
God, this is so satisfying.
Uh-oh.
Move out the way. Oh my god!
Okay.
He learned.
You said he could help us.
She's really pressed. She's like, man, I know I didn't like that. Come on, do something then.
Help me! Help me!
You know something though? I do wonder what advice will Roku give to him though after Kyoshi does this. Because Kyoshi, really what she's doing is like, you can tell that this series is really putting Aang in a predicament where it's like, okay, I need to master all the elements.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they're skipping a lot of the little arcs in between. Honestly, because of Kyoshi.
Oh, I forgot she saw that.
They show us that?
No one's going to stand.
Wow.
Heroes
PTSD.
entrance.
That's a PTSD.
Heroes entrance.
Yeah.
I will show you
Oh, yep.
what that power can do.
Ooh. Yep, they end up doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Damn.
Impossible.
Bakana.
Maybe they might end up doing if they if they do a Roku one, they probably do it later. That'd be pretty cool.
Holy moly, man. She's combat supreme. Damn, that's the hero's landing.
Imagine being a Kyoshi warrior and seeing this, like, wow. Herself, she's here.
It's here!
Mommy Kyoshi is here.
I want your autograph.
I'll be walking up right now and get fucked up.
Water tendrils.
Make sure you didn't go yet.
Oh my god! Oh nah, she's nasty. She is nasty. This makes sense.
Imagine somebody bending oil and then adding fire.
Oh, stop it.
Wait, what would that bending be then? Would that be earth bending?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Goodness gracious. Yes! Mess them up! Okay.
Well, she be like, well, it wasn't Aang that saved it. It was Kyoshi. Now get out.
That 7-foot woman was actually a 3-foot boy.
Kyoshi is literally Will Chamberlain. Like, all the myths or whatever of him, all the shit he's done, that's what Kyoshi is.
Yeah, she hung up 100, that's for sure.
We've lost, and you've given us something far more valuable in return.
Insight.
A reason to believe again.
You wear a size 26 shoe. I'm a believer.
There's just something that gets me every time about like an old cranky person like showing respect to someone younger. Man,
it takes a lot out of them. Well, look what they're gonna do. The whole Sokka being a player thing good. Because when we go to the if it is similar to the cartoon, then you know with Princess Yue or whatever and whatnot.
Thank you, Sokka, for bringing the world to me.
Like that.
Makes it make more sense too when we do reunite with her, but they were just her and the girls were just going. I forgot what they were doing, but now this gives more.
It was with the assassin, right?
Which assassin?
The one on the mole viper panther thing.
Oh, right.
Nifty trick you pulled back there, channeling Scary Lady. Does this mean we'll be seeing more of her?
Kyoshi said I can only call upon one of the past avatars when I'm in their shrines.
What else did she tell you?
Okay, I like that.
Get to the Northern Water Tribe because something terrible is going to happen.
That's interesting. So when are we gonna go to the to Roku's?
We just gotta get there before the Firebender steps.
It'd be pretty cool if that was in book 4. I mean book 3, season 3. That'd be pretty cool.
You have me, Tara.
I'm curious if they'll have a shrine in the north or if that was in the south.
Hope we can put this behind us.
Boy, the snake spit in his tongue. Of course.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell me. Man, he had it over his head like crazy too. This is accurate.
Twice as many resources to the hunt.
Wow, because there's two of us?
These two really good.
To have your partnership and your loyalty.
Believe me.
I like the power dynamic here because Zhao has more physical capabilities, but Iroh has more political capabilities. So, like, even though they're agreeing to work together, I feel like Iroh is still keeping Zhao at equal level.
They're setting this up really good because then you have the stuff with the blue spirit and you know, and Zhao was involved with that. Well, you know, during that episode, and then later on when it comes to the Northern Water Tribe and him trying to kill Zuko.
One that could change the future of the Fire Nation.
The Avatar has returned.
Okay.
What was I? Good. You guys didn't have to shadow his face out the entire series.
No, don't watch the next episode.
No, stop it. That was cool though. I did like that. The changes and all, I did like the episode. But what's some of your thoughts on it though?
I was quite concerned at first, but I was like, yeah! The fact that Kyoshi was able to channel herself through Aang, and the little world building that they did was that he can channel any past avatar at their shrines. That was a nice piece of world building because you're more of the avatar expert than I am, but I don't think that was touched upon in the cartoon.
The only time too, when she possessed his body, when they were trying to prove that she didn't kill
the guy.
What was the guy name? Yeah. And then Alan's like, oh no, she's guilty. And then she said, yeah, I did it. And,
she don't care. She's dead.
So it seems like they took that out from, because that was in book 2, like early in book 2.
Yeah.
So I guess they just took that out and put it here because it is one of those episodes that you don't really like need to have, especially how they did it here. You kind of already involve all the Kyoshi warrior stuff anyway. So I like how they did that. So that was cool. But yeah, I agree. I was also kind of like this didn't happen this way. But once again, they did a pretty good job at tying it in because it makes sense. Going to a shrine, to a past Avatar shrine, and then that's when you're able to talk to them and all that spirit stuff can happen. So the one thing I want to talk about is Sokka, like I was saying earlier. His character, I like him, but I do feel that
it's a little watered down.
All the other ones, yeah, and I think he's not gonna have much progression. His only progression is gonna be what, him as a fighter, his combat skills.
Yeah, and as a lover.
That's kind of it, maybe. It's one of those things where I think Sokka is one of those characters. When you think of Avatar, he's one of those characters that makes Avatar. Like the whole jokes, him being, just keep getting humiliated episode after episode, and then he finally starts to, come into himself and not trying to just be like his dad, but being himself and then learning and stuff. Like, it's one of those things where this character is kind of like, he's not supposed to seem, not to say that he seems like he's like a cool ass character, but he's not supposed to seem cool. He already seems he has like a cool factor to him already. And I don't think that's what he had. He had a different kind of charm. It definitely wasn't in book 1. He didn't have all of that in book 1 until the end. I'll say that's like my only critique or little nitpick.
That's fair. I feel like I'm a little bit blinded by how much I like the change that they're doing for Zuko's character. Because like I said in the episode reaction, it just seems more like of a sad, I don't want to call it pathetic, but more like a defeated look on his face, or even like the way he delivers some of his lines. He stutters. Don't tell them. Yes. Yeah, like, I get it. You're still a child. You're still trying to be a child soldier in this. And you're still trying to be a leader of men. Like, you might be physically gifted. You might even have Iroh in your ear giving you the best strategic advice imaginable. But you're still a child. So I feel like it is more realistic in the fact that we're seeing this type of character in a live action setting as opposed to the cartoon. Because the cartoon, you can kind of write it off as like, it's a kid's show. So like, would a kid notice that a similar age individual to themselves in this show is acting how they should be? Or should they have a little bit of like anxiety about their decisions? So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not paying as much attention to the Sokka character development or lack thereof, is because I'm enjoying how they're treating Zuko's character in this part.
And to Zuko, it does feel that like you can kind of feel the intimidation even before we've even seen Ozai in the last few seconds. Like, you can feel that the way how desperate Zuko is, it makes Ozai scarier here. Like, seeing a live action kid, look scared and being desperate and being challenged already by Zhao and whatnot. Sure. Whenever we do see Zuko and his dad again, because obviously we're going to probably see the flashback first, and then we'll see what they change. But once we do see them, quote unquote, reunite again in the future, it's going to feel very awkward. It's going to be a really awkward situation. And I think the live action can definitely benefit from that. Us seeing an actual kid actor that's, it just elevates it even more. Katara, I don't have much for her. Like, I kind of said it in the first episode. Kind of there. Yeah, like, I would say that the writing for her character is not, it's not good. Like, yes, she has some Katara isms in her, like being very caring. Like, that's what Katara is, but she's more like emotional. She's more aggressive. She's not just a passive character that's kind of just letting things happen.
Sure. And
she challenges things a lot, like ideologies and stuff. Like, she challenges things a lot. She's one of the more rebellious ones in the group in book 1. So it's just kind of like, I know we're only 2 episodes in, so who knows what we will see for the next episodes. But I will say that in terms of the trio, she's a character that's lacking, I would say, the most.
Agreed.
But Aang, I've been loving Aang. Maybe it's just because we're not really going to be adventuring and having a lot of that comedy, so I guess that's not really going to be a big part of his character in this. But he has everything Aang, like, he's doing Aang justice for, you know, what his character is. When it comes to responsibilities, this is exactly how the cartoon did Aang's character, so I do appreciate that.
I like the seriousness that he's taking with this particular take on Aang, because Aang definitely felt the weight of the world. As soon as he got out of that chunk of ice, like, he felt the weight of the responsibility. Like, am I good enough? Am my powers good enough? Am I gonna hurt someone if I'm not good enough? And then, like, the one aspect of his character from the cartoon that I'm kind of missing at the moment is kind of like his jokester-esque ability, and I feel like that's for all three of the characters in our trio before we meet Toph. But yeah, there's just not enough like joking around. Even like the river scene where they were splashing water on one another, that seemed more like a I'm depressed on the inside type of splashing, rather than like, oh, this is fun or playful or anything like that. So it's just, I think the tone overall of the series is kind of forcing them to take a little bit more monotone view of the characters, at least from like a sad or a dark or an angry perspective. But hopefully they lighten up at least for a part of an episode or a scene or two.
Yeah, and it's understandable because, you know, this is a 100-year war going on. Like, we get that, but there are also kids at the end of the day. Which, at first, I didn't really like how when Kyoshi started turning up on them. But then I started to understand it, and then when she finally like kind of calmed herself down to tell him like, I was just like you, same way, in the response, like it was kind of, I still feel a little weird about this situation. Like, I liked it, but I also didn't like it because for Aang, they've said this is like a known thing when it comes to Avatar. Once they become like a teenager, about, I think they said like 16 years old or so, like Zuko's age or whatever, a little older, that's when you start to actually get them to, you know, master all the elements and get them into doing all this stuff. But obviously, for him, he had to speed it up at 12 years old because of what was happening with the Fire Nation coming in and with their invasion and whatnot. So for Kyoshi, it seems a little weird for her to like out of character and a bit frustrated with him, knowing that honestly, he could have either been dead back then in the invasion, even if he were to make it back there, if he didn't, you know, get caught in the storm or whatnot. And it's kind of one of those things like, what do you expect him to do if he's not at the age, the skill, and all that to do anything yet? Like, what do you expect?
Well, let's be honest. He probably would have died during that genocide.
He would have.
Even if he was there and using the Avatar state at that time.
Yeah.
He was not adept enough in combat. Yeah, like, it was a losing battle either way, so this was the most opportune situation to happen, so that then they could, I don't want to put this lightly, but then they could suffer 100 years of war in order to have a potential hope for the future.
Right. And you know what though, like, because in the cartoon he ran away. In this he just kind of, you know, needed to clear his mind. That's why he flew with Appa. So in the cartoon, it would make more sense if Kyoshi, like this Kyoshi to Aang in the cartoon, like him running away from responsibility. I can understand that a little bit more, just because it's like, damn, he's a kid, but like, you need to understand, like, you can't run away from this responsibility. In this series, he already accepts the responsibility and she's yelling at him. You know, it doesn't really,
it's a little heavy-handed
all the way. Yeah, but once again, the fact that she did relax and like, okay, I'm pretty much just frustrated, and that's all. So it did kind of salvage that, but it was still, it had me thinking like, okay, damn. But it is in character for her because, like I said, she did that to Roku.
She was a savage. Like, she was about every fight that came her way, and like, we know that she's probably one of the most combat effective avatars in history, if not the most combat effective. So like, I will give her a little bit of a break because it's just in her nature. Like, that's what she lived for however many hundreds of years or whatever. She was just fighting all the time.
Yep, this is a dope episode, man. It's doing so far. These 2 episodes, they get a passing grade from me. We'll see how it continues when it comes to different characters and the plots and their progression. But I have nothing else on my end though.
That's it for me.
All right, so you guys know the drill, man. Pull up. You'll see when the videos drop. You'll see a long 30-something minute, 40-minute videos of Avatar. You'll see the thumbnails. We're gonna have the Kyoshi paint on in the thumbnail for this video. So yeah. But that being said, I hope you guys all have a good one. So please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys all in the next video. And
peace.
Peace.